Hello, I'm Iron Bear. Welcome back to my workshop. Today we're taking a look at the new Protectorate of Menoth Heavy Warjack kit, specifically the Vanquisher. I'm a big fan of the new plastic Warjack kits. The plastic is easy to work with, they do a great job of cleaning up the model before packaging, and as my friend Crixer Signar found out, if you drop one off the table, they tend to bounce on the floor as opposed to smash into little pieces. The Menoth Heavy kit can be made into one of three models: the Vanquisher, the Templar, or the Crusader. The pieces look great and are nicely detailed. When you make the kit, you'll have some extra pieces to keep in your bits box. I might suggest you give them to a Signar player so they can convert their E-Striker base. The Vanquisher comes with the Blazing Star, a nice chain weapon that ignores bucklers and shield wall. Plus, it has the Thresher ability, so it can make one melee attack against anyone in its line of sight and in melee range. As a Signar player, I'm happy it doesn't have reach. On the other arm is the Flame Belcher, a cannon that sets you on fire. And, oh, it's got a 4-inch AoE, so it only has to get fairly close to set you on fire. When I got to the torso of the model, I noticed something. The instructions on the back of the box show the smokestacks need to be placed in a slot in the back of the torso. My model already had the smokestacks in place. I thought maybe it just jammed in there in transit, but no, the piece is in there tight and won't come out. So if you pick this model up, look for that. It might be in two pieces and you'll have to put it together. Plastic models, and metal models for that matter, come with some flash. I've been impressed with how little these new plastic models have, but there is some and it can be significant. I thought this piece was actually part of the model until I took a look again at the box. Because of its position, it took a little skill to get it off while keeping the peak on the torso. This piece on the back is also in a difficult position to trim because of the bolt details. And there is some flash on the arms as well, but they're pretty easy to trim off. I had a little trouble getting the pelvis to fit into the socket of the torso. I whittled down the piece some and got it to fit properly in just a few minutes. This is much easier with plastics. The legs go together easily. You can't put the wrong leg in the wrong socket because they have specially shaped holes that only fit the correct leg. I think this is a nice detail to make sure your legs go on straight. There's nothing worse than realizing you put the legs on backwards after the torso has been glued in place. Be sure to dry fit all your pieces to understand how they fit together before gluing. I also had a little trouble with the head. The two sockets didn't quite line up. I ended up trimming and bending the little piping detail to get the head to fit. I didn't think to try the other heads to see if they fit better until after this head was in place. The arms go on easily and the ball and socket joints allow you to place them in a number of positions. I chose the conservative pose from the picture, but there are all sorts of interesting positions you can set them in. All in all, I thought the model was a little more difficult to assemble than the Signar Heavy Warjack, but with just a little modeling skill I overcame any problems. Once built, it looks great and the level of detail is outstanding. The Vanquisher fits well into the Menoth lineup and I'm not looking forward to seeing it coming across the table at me, but I know I will. To celebrate the release of the Forces of Menoth book, GutsNGears will be giving away this assembled Vanquisher model. So, how devoted to Menoth are you? Take a picture that shows your devotion and write a short description of fewer than 150 words. Andres and Sam will then judge your love of Menoth. During a future GutsNGears podcast, Andres and Sam will let you know where to send the pictures, so be sure to listen. The winner's picture will be part of a video podcast by me, and the description will have a dramatic reading from one of the Connecticut Ultimate Wargaming Club members.
Be or not a bee? That is the question.
I hope this video was informative. For GutsNGears and the Connecticut Ultimate Wargaming Club, I'm Iron Bear.